welcome back to Musings by Nikki. I am here finally to decorate one of the one signature books that I have going in my Wildflower series. I have finished over here. I didn't grab these out because there's it's a big handful. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I have finished decorating my 5 signatures for my big flagship book. These are all decorated. They have pockets and things added to them, and they are ready to become a book. But I want to finish the other 3 one signature journals that I have going at the same time. So what I did when I was done decorating those was I took all of the other pieces of ephemera, the booklets we made, the pockets, the flip outs that we made, all those things, and I kind of divided that and the ephemera that I'd cut up and everything into 3 piles, like so I gave each one some of the little clusters that we made. So I've gone through and decorated this signature. So this one's got, you know, flip outs and pockets, and it is ready to go. Belly bands, it's been decorated, it's got little corner pockets and stuff. This one's ready to go. And these are, I don't know if I showed these, I don't think I did, but if you've seen my short about my wildflower garden that is growing and is currently just looking beautiful out there, this is the company where I buy my seeds from, because you can buy them specifically for like your region, and make sure that you're not, you know, throwing invasive species into your environment. And so I buy them from here, and that way I can get seeds that are specifically wildflowers for this area. Plus, I think they're just better quality. There's sometimes if you get the ones at the store, it can have a lot of kind of weedy looking stuff in it, but this gives you very quality. Anyway, this was not at all intended to be a plug for American Meadows. But what I liked is the seeds come in these canvas, like flour sack, kind of mini flour sack bags. And it says right on here, it says Wildflowers fresh hand-picked seeds. And so I thought, you know what? And I like this little picture on here. So I thought maybe this could go in as a pocket maybe or something inside the cover of the book, you know, so it could go in the inside cover. And so that's something that I'll either glue in or sew in, or, you know, I don't know. I have 3 of them though from this summer that I kept knowing that I was going to start these journals. So I stuck one of these inside of each one of the little bundles of things that I've got going. So here is my signature, and here is my massive stack of ephemera. And yeah, believe it or not, I'm going to make almost all of this fit in here. And here is the little wildflower seed sack for this one. They do have all this, like you can tell they're just sewn really quickly. So they've got excess here. So I cut them down, and I'll do that too. I can feel there's still a little seeds stuck in this one, so I will get that taken care of. Yep, there's a little seed right there. Oh, that's a little lavender seed, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna set this one aside over here because we don't need it right now, because that's not a part of what we are doing. What we are doing is we are going to put all of this ephemera, I'm gonna go through and decorate this. So what I'm gonna do is separate out the stuff that I made and kind of just put it into some piles that make sense to me. These are tags, mini tags. These are some pocket tags that I made with pieces of the kit. And so there's journaling there, and you can even journal on the blue part there. I mean, if you really like writing, there's no reason you can't write there and finish it here and write on the back of it. I think that's part of the fun of writing in journals, is you get to write in all the spaces and places. This is a piece that fits inside the envelope, which is in here somewhere. This is an index card that I took And I've made these in other videos in the past, but I'll explain to you really quickly. What I do is, you know, you take all these offcuts when you're cutting down your papers. If you're cutting down 12 by 12s into 8.5 by 11, you end up with a lot of these strips of like 1-inch strips. So if you weave them together, you end up with, you know, like this is, we used to do this in Girl Scouts. We would weave them together and make little placemats and stuff. That's what this is right here. So I weaved these together, and then I turned it in, glued it down to an index card and sewed around the edge to catch all the edges. And then you end up with this cute little quilted card kind of. So that's a fun way to use up all these extra strips. You know, you only need so many belly bands and things and stuff. These are some extra postcards that I printed and cut out. These are some extra tags. I haven't inked any of this, so I'll have to do that as we're going. But those are tags as well. So I'm going to put all of the tags kind of in one pile. Then I've got like all the, an allotment of here we go, labels, and little floral cutouts that are from the kit as well. And this is the allotment for this journal, so I'm going to put them up here. I also still have, just kind of in one of my last videos here, let me separate this out. I still have like a pile here of some die cut florals that I made. So I will, you know, reach for those sometimes too here. I've got a couple of pockets that need to be folded. Oh, that's right. I forgot that I cut out some more extras. So here I have extra flowers, and we'll put those up there. And then I've got extra tags. These are some of those tags that we, you know, made extra splattery to fit with the kit. So that was fun. I'm going to put those up there. Here is the little flip top notebooks, that we made. And so I've got one of those for this. I'm going to move these pockets over here. And here are some more tags and postcards and more tags. We're going to have lots of pockets and lots of things to put in the pockets. Here are a few pockets that I made. So we've got, I'm going to put those in the pocket pile. I'm going to put these in the tags pile. This is, we made some of these in one of my previous videos here. These are the clusters that we made, and so here's the assortment of clusters for this book. Put those over here. Some more tags that I made. This was when I was doing the negative cutouts, so I'm going to throw those in that pile. I have two different flip outs for this book. So these are those big flip out pages. I've got two of those, so we'll put those, let's see, we'll maybe decide on those right away. And then here I've just got some, here's another pocket. Oh, I have two more extra pockets for this one. Look at, we've got a wealth of stuff. You guys, this is going to be a full book. We've got some little kit pieces here. We've got a corner pocket and a side pocket. I'm going to put those over there. And then we've got our coin envelope and our large envelope. These are just going to be some embellishments, so I'll put them up here. This little card goes inside. See how they match? Oh, it's like I did it on purpose or something. Anyway, that's meant to go in here. However, you know, you do not have to do that. You can be your own boss. And then this offcut, like I said, I cut them down to fit inside the large envelope. So now there is something to go in there. Oh, how is that? Just slightly too long. You know how when you fold the envelopes, you cut them down, or sometimes you fold them different. And if I'm doing multiples of them. So let's see, I'm going to trim this on this end. There we go. That ought to do her. Okay. If you guys hear loud noises, it's because I have the window open, because it is a cool but beautiful day here in northern Minnesota. And I am really loving the window open. I've got a hoodie on and it is lovely. It is lovely weather. I think I'll go for a little walk before I cook supper tonight. All right, I'm gonna decide where to put, this will probably end up on a pocket, so I'm gonna put that over there for now. Okay, let's scoot in here a little. But these, let's decide where these are gonna go first, because otherwise I end up doing this thing where I decorate all the pages too much, and then I go, wait, where am I gonna put the flip outs or the larger elements? So I've got 2 of them here, and they have flip outs on different sides. This one has it on this side, and this one, the hinge is on this side. So let's see if we can't find a spot to put them. Let's see. That is potential. Not that though, this is potential, because this is just white, and I kind of like how that looks together. And that, I don't mind that running down the side of that page. Well, it kind of covers up some of the flowers. Next. This is what I call auditioning. I am auditioning pages to get the beauty. We could go here, because that's just a journaling page. Oh, that'd be pretty. This is some of that crinkly stuff, and then there's a kit page behind it, so you kind of see it through here. Yep, I like that. So let's go with that. So I'm going to make sure that it is pushed all the way on, that hinge is nice and tight top to bottom, and then I will hold it down, open it up, and glue it. Hope you guys are all doing good. My summer has, in my last videos, I was telling you that I have taken a position as our school secretary. So I am moving from a more student-based position to being kind of the front of the line up in the office. And I'm excited for it, but there's a big learning curve. So my summer has kind of taken a turn now to needing to figure out my job. Okay, I like this. I like. Then maybe what we can do is just flip this whole chunk and to the opposite side of that and call that could do the same thing on this side. So I've been in the office trying to learn my new position. I think I was trying to see, do I like it at the top or do I like it down at the bottom? But I kind of like it just right smack dab in the middle, honestly. So I've been in the office, and then in doing so, I also realized that our school website is just kind of grossly outdated, and it's not, you know, anyone's fault necessarily. It's just when you have such a tiny little district, you really don't have on staff a webmaster and you don't necessarily have somebody who's like assigned to do that updating and stuff. So it just kind of falls to the teachers to update their own pages and stuff. Whoops, I just bonked my camera. That's cute. I like that. And then we've got this envelope, which I think I want to do a kind of a flip out deal with, like this. Let's see, do I want to do that? Or maybe just attach it over the edge? Maybe I'll do that. Let's do it on this side, because this side's already got a lot of... Yeah, I'm going to grab a... I pulled out a container with some paper clips, so I'm just going to clip that on there. And then maybe on the opposite side we could attach this. No, because these two colors are a little too close, and I want it to kind of stand out a bit more. So the webmaster thing, it's not anybody's fault, like I said. Yeah, let's do that. It's just, you know, a function of being in a small little rural school district. So I am by no means a webmaster, but I do kind of know how to do a few things and feel fairly confident in my abilities to either do it or learn it quickly. And I used to do some web stuff. I mean, I use that phrase very loosely. I used to do, I can smash things onto a website. That's what I mean when I say I did web stuff. I don't mean I was, you know, designing websites or anything like that. On the front of the other signature, I put a few, I've kind of been liking putting some of the offcuts as strips rather than this just being, you know, you could leave this as a place to journal, but because it's the front of the single signature, this is like kind of the landing page or the first page you come to. So I kind of like it being more of like a title page or something. And so if I put a few spaces like this, let me show you what I'm talking about because it will make more sense if I show you. Like this. And so these little bars are meant to be written on, you know, so this could be kind of like where you say this book belongs to and put your name on here and the dates you were using it or what's in here. If these, I mean, these Wildflower books would definitely be, oh, can you imagine how adorable, like as a little, as like a baby book for a little girl or something, or as a gift to someone, and you could write that information in here given to, you know, to and from, and somebody's name or whatever. So I kind of just like this idea of making that these strips like a place to write in kind of your information on the book and how you're using it and stuff. So I think maybe I will do that again here. The trick is you have to use paper that is dark enough that it's offset, but not too dark that, you know, you can't write on it or have too much pattern to it that you can't write on it. So I'm going to give myself a couple different sized slices of that one. And then let's see what else I have over here in the way of offcut strips. So I've got some of that pink. And we've got that. We could just do 4 pieces like this, maybe. I kind of like that. I don't mind. I like that. Yeah, I am kind of thinking, should I put some flowers somewhere on there too? I feel like it needs a little extra something. I'll cover this green part up here. I don't want to cover up those flowers. Those are pretty. Let's see. I don't want to make them all straight either. I like them kind of off kilter a little. We could go like that. Okay, I'm going to glue these down and then we'll make our final decision. Okay guys, I decided that I liked it kind of right there. So I've got those glued down and I am happy with them. Now, usually, so when I decorate a book, a signature, I do this little flip back and forth maneuver. So I will do this and then I flip the whole thing over and do the back page. And that way I'm kind of decorating from the front and the back, because otherwise I find that I start going through and in these first several pages I decorate hard, and then I'm afraid I'm going to run out of stuff towards the end of the signature, or I am too sparse with my decoration in the front because I'm afraid I'm going to run out by the back. And so I don't put hardly anything in, and then I get to the back and I have a ton of stuff left. I'm like cramming it all onto every page. So it's like sparse, 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 and then more stuff, and then you get to the back and it's like a ton on every page. So if I kind of go back, forth, front to back, I find it works better for me. That's just how my brain works here. So on this back side, I think I have this offcut page here, and I was thinking this would make a pretty little kind of tuck spot. But maybe we'll do that on the inside somewhere. We could also do one of the kit pockets back here, which would look kind of nice. I kind of like that, especially since there's flowers down here and then it's kind of white up here. This will be the last page of the journal. So I think let's do that. I like that. Let's go with that. We'll glue that on. Okay, I'm going to cap my glue. Actually, you know what? I was thinking maybe we could do a little label. Yeah, I think we'll put a little label down in the corner too, just because it'll be a nice little place. I think sometimes when I'm using a journal, I like to kind of start out at the front with a date that I'm starting the journal, and then I put an end date at the back. I don't always necessarily use a journal front to back. That is because I think I'm going to look at my tags here and see what I want to stick in there. That is partially because I think I like to move back and forth. These fit really well in there, but I'm going to let it out so that can dry really good, because I don't want this to, like, you know, dry weird or anything. But I'm going to leave that out while this dries. I think it's a function of, like, each page is a little different, and sometimes depending on what I want to use, I use something different. I'm going to just set this over here for now, so I know that is set aside and not available. Okay, so now that I've got that front and back, now we'll flip to this front page, and then we will go to the back page of that in a minute. And my general idea on decorating journals is, like I said, I flip back and forth and I try to just kind of spread stuff out. So if I do a cluster here, then I'll flip to the back and do a cluster there, and that way I know that I am spreading the love, sharing the love, you know. And kind of like, I've got all the Sari Silk tabs on there already, like we talked about, and I kind of like spreading. Sometimes I glue over the edge where there's a tab already. Let's see. Do I want to put a cluster right away? Is that what I want to do? I like that one. I'm going to go with that one, actually. The minute I pulled my stuff back, I liked the way that looked. So anyway, I was telling you about the website. I started going through it to do some updates because I figured out how to do our online registration, because it's that time of year. Oh my gosh, it's making Joy crazy because in all the stores we've already got this, back to school supplies out and everything, and she's like, oh my gosh, I can't even right now. But it is that time of year where we have to start thinking about school registration and stuff. And especially just given some circumstances, I think I mentioned in one of my other videos that in our small little district we have, or had, 2 buildings, but funding has just, funding for education is never awesome, but it's gotten worse. And so I'm going to see, this is literally just that page. I am now going to flip to its complimentary page in the back, and I will choose a cluster. Since I did a cluster there, I will choose a cluster to go here, and because the tab is in the bottom corner, I will probably go with a cluster down there, unless because there's flowers down here and there's nothing up here, I kind of feel like I want to go with something up there. So, you know, you do you. Break your own rules. Not that I ever really make rules for how I do this. Oh, I kind of like this in the corner. Relax. Yeah, I like that. That goes well. Anyway, funding for education has never been, you know, awesome. And in our district, it's been tough. And these last few years have been tough. And, you know, it is what it is. But the reality is you cannot educate children if you don't have funds coming in. So a very unfortunate and very difficult decision had to be made by our school board to close down the northern school building in our district, which is like an hour and 15 minutes away from us, mind you. So it's not something that impacts our community specifically, but I know it greatly impacts their community. I mean, it's, you know, shutting down a school is never an easy decision. There's a lot more at play than just dollars, but you know, at the end of the day, you have to have the dollars to keep a school building open. And when your school buildings are, you know, need a bunch of repairs and stuff, that kind of makes decisions for you almost. So because of that, you know, we have a lot of change coming. And of course, this is my very first year doing this secretarial job position. And in our little district, we don't have a whole lot of secretaries or, you know, administrative people. There's a few of us, and the workload is spread between us. So I need to hit the ground running. And part of doing that was getting online registration set up. On a page like this where I've just come from kind of a busy page and I've got 2 pages, save that this is there, but 2 blank pages where there's a lot of journaling space. I like to kind of preserve that journaling space by doing something like just going with a label in the corner, or maybe a floral that matches. Since this kind of fits, I'll go with that on the other side actually. But I try to just go, or since we've got some cutouts there, maybe I could do one of the cutouts. I just try to not, you know, like I don't want to take up, there are a lot of pages where you've got lots of decoration, and I don't want to take up a whole lot of journaling space, but I still want the continuity of the theme to be carried through. I hope that makes sense. So what I'll probably do is a label in the corner where, you know, you can put the date on what you're journaling, and a flower. I'm going to go over the edge with the flower, because if I were to put it here like this, you know, to try and get the whole flower on the page, on the edge of the page, you lose journaling space. And so in order to have it be floral but maintain the journaling space, I will glue off the edge and then just trim. And so you still get a feel of the flower, but you also preserve a bunch of journaling space. I hope that makes sense. You can watch me do it, and hopefully it'll make sense what I'm doing. But because I don't want to glue it to the pages behind it, I am going to remove just this page, and that'll make it easier to trim and stuff too. So I'm going to hold it on this side because I know I don't want to glue that side. Otherwise, I just glue everything and get glue everywhere. And especially when I'm trying to talk and tell you a story at the same time as I'm trying to do things like not glue my stuff, my book together. There must be like a plug, a glue plug. You know what? Hold on a second, because this is going to make me crazy and I just don't want to deal with this. And I have a brand new bottle over here. This one is worse for the wear. Look at this thing. This thing has seen some things. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. The time has come. Ooh, everybody stand in awe. It is long overdue. Oh, I thought I just glued that to... Luckily, it was there for a second. Art glitter glue dries quickly. Okay, I'm going to go this side. This ought to work way better. Wait for it. Oh, look at that. It's a beautiful thing. I've been using that other bottle for like a couple of years. And, you know, they have a lifespan. Anyway, the website. So Now I went and got online registration going. I figured it out. Yay me. And I got it going. And then I was going on figuring out how to get it to work on the website, because you can, you know, there's family portals and all this stuff. And I was doing that and realized that there was a lot of very outdated information and stuff on our page, on our web page, and pages like links that are broken that don't even work and stuff. So see how I went over the edge there? And now what I'm going to do, I could leave that, except those are going to get bent up and abused. So what I'm going to do is just flip it over and trim off the excess and get it unstuck from my scissors. And cap my brand new bottle because I don't want it to get dry. And there we go. So see how we still have floral, but now it's, you know, preserved way more writing space, and it's not, you're not losing a bunch of space there. And then I have to decide, do I want a label down there? I'm going to move this back in here so I can keep working on it as a whole. Do I want something more, or do I just, I'm happy with that. I'm going to just leave it as is. And then I'm going to flip to the back side of this. And now we have 2 blank pages because the other one had that little clip-on thing. So I don't want to put a pocket or something on here, because this you can remove and still it's got, you know, extra journaling space. So I don't want to put a pocket on. So on pages like this, like I said, a lot of times what I do is just try to do something on the edge, or, you know, whatever. So I'm going to, I have brought out some cute little washi tapes that kind of match. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this page over, and I'm going to just put a strip of washi up the sides of the page, just to give it a little bit of cuteness and keep the colors, those, you know, pretty pastel colors and stuff, moving through the journal, but also preserving just, you know, a big open journaling space here. And this is just some pretty little floral green. And if I can find the end of it. So on the website, you guys, as I was oh, well, that was literally the end of that one. So we won't be using that. This is a cute little patchwork, pastel patchwork floral quilt thing that I got in a Your Creative Studio. So we can do the matchy. And you see I just put some glue down. That is because washi is not very much a permanent tape. It will start to peel up after a while. So I put down glue. Sometimes I'll run it across the top of a glue stick. I just happen to have this glue out at the moment, so I just run a little strip of glue down, and that way when you squish it down, it's just going to stay on there more permanently. I'm going to put this in the garbage because it doesn't need to hang out on my desk. And then, let's see, I can put a matching strip over here, or I do have, oh wait, I've got this one too. Is there enough of this? Yes. I kind of like, because this one's very light and this yellow one is very light too. So on the school website, this is the funny thing. My nieces, my sister's daughters, so my oldest nieces on this side of, on my side of the family, both went to and graduated from this school. The oldest one graduated in 2016, but as I was kind of just flipping through to really get a feel for how much work there was that needed to be done, I found a page where Shadow and Jetta, my nieces, are featured on the high school landing page, and it has to be from at least 2016 at the newest, or earlier than that. And that's the last time that high school page was updated. So like I said, it, you know, somebody got that stuff going, but then there's just really no one to maintain it. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna just kind of work on that over the summer to get it updated and get some new info on there. Plus, we're just changing over some teaching staff and stuff, so it's a good time. But, so I've been doing that, and that has kind of taken up some time, and trying to figure out my job. I think maybe we'll go with one label on here, not two, but let's take a look. Let's audition some labels. Do we go with a splattery one, or do we go with a wildflower one to kind of, there's blues over here. I kind of already like that. And we keep the wildflower theme going. So because I have design software and I'm a, you know, somewhat kind of informal, casual graphic designer, I started making some icons and things that match. So I've been doing some of that. And it's actually kind of fun. You know, to see something come together like that is fun. Oops. Okay, now I've got to flip back here. And we're just going to flip to the next page. This page is good for me. It doesn't need anything extra. So then we flip to the back and go, all right, so we've got this. So maybe here's where we put some flowers on this side. This lined paper says green room on it. So I wonder if I can cover that up with the floral. Well, if I do it the way, it's going to look weird. So let's pick a different floral out of our pile O flowers. Oh, maybe that one. That one works. Yeah, that works. And then maybe a little label with it. We'll see. The goal is to use it to cover up the little word on the paper. Like it must be the brand or something. I got those tablets a long time ago. This might be the end of these, they're like legal pads, but they're kind of a pretty off-white color. But these might be the end of those. I got them on like super clearance somewhere a long time ago. It'd have to be a smaller label. Do I have a smaller one? Otherwise, it's just going to be a no on the label thing right now. What's that? Even that, I don't like that it's covering up too much of the flower. So it's going to be, we're just going to leave it like that, which is just fine. That's pretty. Then let's flip back. All right, now we've hit another page where we've got a big spread, an open spread. So like I said, I want to preserve that because on these pages you can do some writing, but it's also just kind of a design page. But then you have here, but then let's see, let's flip. We've got another spot. So what we can do, that'll be a design element. What we can do on these is a couple of things. These tags that I made have pockets on them. And so to slide them inside of something doesn't really work because then it kind of defeats the purpose. It covers up the pocket. So what we can do is clip them on. That way you can move them, but it also designs, you know, or puts something, zhuzhes up the page a little. So let's see. What's on the back side of this? Maybe we go with this side since this is a darker one and this is bright white. And that'll dull it a little. Let's get some paper clips. We'll go with that. And then let me grab and then we'll flip to the back side here. We'll come back to that, but let me just do this one on the back side here. This is that fabric that I kind of dyed using the leftovers when I was spatter painting. I'm going to raise this up a little bit so it sticks out the top there and we get a little fluff on the top as well. Okay. Now I want to put something on this side, and since we've got kind of this bluish feel here, we could either go with a flower, which I kind of like, and that might be it. That might be it for that one. Yeah, I'm just going to go with it because I like it. So yeah, I have been going through the website, and then Joy is still in physical therapy 2 times a week. So we're doing that. However, you guys, if you've seen my videos on Joy, ended up getting surgery and all that stuff on her torn ACL, and she is my tri-sport athlete girl. There we go. That's pretty. I like that. And I don't think it needs anything else on that page. That's enough. You don't want it to be too busy, you know. And then let's go with maybe do we do a flower over here, or we could just, I've got this yellow label and that's yellow, and we could just go with the yellow label. Oh, I kind of like the way that looks. It brings that color across. I like having, when you open to a page, even if, you know, this is a wildflower theme, I kind of like having, oh, this is a yellow themed page, you know, or something. I like when individual spreads, it's something that is very satisfying to me when I find something that seems harmonious and the color scheme kind of works together. And then you open the page up and you're like, ooh, this is still within the theme, well within the theme of the book, but this is kind of a yellow spread, right? Like over here was blue, and we've got this lovely kind of purpley blue flower here. That goes well together. This goes nicely together, and I like that. So happy with that. Flipping back. So now we are to this page. I'm going to see what's on the back side of that. More journaling space. So what we could do, a couple things. Hold on. I'm going to cap my glue for a sec while I have a little think. I'm going to stick this in here now because it's dry, so I don't end up grabbing it for something else. See, again, here's a blue label and blue there, and that makes me happy. All right, so what we could do on a page like this, because this does have journaling space here, and this is light enough that you could, you know, potentially write over some of that. And I don't want to block too much of that because I do like to make these to be, you know, very usable journals. So we have a couple of options, but you know, we've got enough pages in here where I think I'm going to be able to use that idea. Yeah, I'm just going to, you know what, we're going to call this good, and maybe we'll put a little cluster. We haven't put a cluster for a minute. We could go in the middle of that page because there's kind of floral on this edge, and then we could carry it up to the top over here. So let's do that. So Joy, I was saying Joy, she's been doing her physical therapy. She's very, very good about it. And you guys, she just, last week, she got cleared to jog in 3-minute intervals. She could jog for 3 minutes. She has to put on a timer. She walks for 3 minutes, then jogs for 3 minutes, and she can do that up to 5 times. And when they told her that she could jog, because this has been one of her goals, is to get back to being able to run, right? That's huge for re-entry into sports. There. Oh, that's pretty too. See, this is just such a happy theme. Every page is like, oh, that just makes me happy. The tab is up here in this corner, and it's bright green, and there's kind of some greens on here. So let's think. Let's have a think, and maybe go with something green. I wonder if I go with like it's got some greenery, and I've got some of these cutouts. Maybe we go with that, like a little piece of greenery. Oh, I've got some ivy. Maybe I'll like that. Kind of some ivy up in that corner. I like that more, I think. Yeah, I kind of like that because there's some greenery down here, and that kind of echoes it up in that corner. So we'll go with that. Anyway, running is a big re-entry into sports. Like, you have to be able to run to do just about anything. Volleyball, basketball, and track for sure for her. And so they break it down, you know, into all of the little pieces. Impact, she has to be able to take impact on her knee, and so we've been working on that and everything. Finally, last week, she asks literally at every PT, so when do you think I'll be able to run? When do you think I'll be able to run? Like, for me, you know, we're joking. I'm joking with her physical therapist. She's got 2 different ones that we see. And I'm always joking. I'm like, man, I would be, if I ever had to be in PT for something like this, I'd be like, do I have to run? Is that part of this? Do I have to do it? Or can we just skip that part? Because I don't want to do it on purpose anyway. But she has been chomping at the bit to get back to running. And so, yes, last week when they said she could, you know, that they were going to start her on the treadmill, she went, today? For real? And Marty was like, yep, you get to go on the treadmill. And oh, the girl's face lit up. And so now every day, I think only like one day she hasn't run because, you know, her knee's still healing. So it does get sore and stiff. And she's like, I should maybe rest it every once in a while. Now that's probably smart. All right, I like that page. Okay, you guys, so this is going to take me longer than, you know, I don't want to just make you sit and listen to me. This would be like a 3-part video if I talked about every decision. So maybe what I think I'll do is just fast forward through decorating the rest of this so you can kind of see what I do and my thought process on it. I'm just going to fast forward through the rest of this. And if you have any questions about anything that I do, not that anything is groundbreaking that I'm doing here, you can certainly, though, put it in the comments below, and I will do my best to get back to you and respond. Otherwise, I'm going to finish this one up, and then I've got one signature journal that I will finish up decorating, and we will come back, and our next step is to make some covers for these, and then we are really in the home stretch. So I'm going to fast forward through me for decorating, and then I will see you guys on the flip side. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today as I decorated this signature for my Wildflower journal. I hope that you enjoyed it, maybe got some inspiration. I'll be back again soon to start building out covers and finishing up these Wildflower journals. I hope you have a great morning or afternoon or evening or middle of the night, whatever time it is on whatever side of this fantastic globe of ours that we all share that you live on. And until I see you next time, take care, stay safe, and God bless you guys. Bye.